All right, today we're going to take a look at this newer LS18. This is a 18 millimeter wide angle and also a macro lens conversion lens for your Sony ZV-1. So here's what the regular Sony ZV-1 looks like with the lens out, and then here is with this on there. Now I'm going to show you how all this goes together, but first of all I want to go over here and show you the difference of the lenses. So I'm going to just stack these Sony ZV-1s up on top of each other, taking a big risk here, and I'm going to switch over and just show you, first of all, this is the Sony ZV-1 with the LS18. Now this is a little bit lower than I got the ZV-1 stacked on top of it, but I'm going to go ahead and add that one as well right now. So I'm going to add that, and let me switch over this shot. So that's what it looks like in a cropped in look. And then here is side by side. So here's the top one on the right side of the screen, or your left, whichever, and then on the left side or the right side, whichever, is the wide angle. So you can see what this does to the actual camera. Now once again, this wide angle is on the bottom. I have another ZV-1 sitting on top of it, but this is the difference that you get, the amount, and you can see it's like really wide angle. Now it does kind of do a little bend in here, but it gives that real wide angle feel. So this is 18 millimeters compared to 24 millimeters here in my studio. So that gives you a little comparison. Now I want to show you, I'm going to put this down here, and then I'll show you the, let me get rid of that, and then I'll show you the macro, so what that looks like. So I'm just going to screw this off right here, and this is going to go into a macro. So basically what I've done is I've taken the 18 millimeter portion of this off, or conversion of it off. Now I'm going to switch back and go into this macro version. I'm going to take some car keys to help me out here, and you can see already just the macro portion of this. So there is my keys, and you can see just the detail in those keys as I'm very close to the camera. So once again, let me see if I can add this camera back and kind of show you what this looks like and how close I actually am to this camera lens. So you can see there, I'm pretty close to the camera, maybe an inch or so off if I had to imagine, and getting a very clear shot. So pretty cool little setup here. I'm just gonna jump back over. So now let's take a look at what comes in the box and what you actually get with this and how it comes together. So I'm going to turn this camera off so I can demo it. But first of all, jump over here. This is what comes in the box, not the camera. You get an Allen wrench, you get the back of the lens, you get the 18 millimeter adapter, which I'm just going to screw back onto here so I don't knock it off the table. And then you also get the lens cap or lens cover, so you can protect that lens. Then you get the instruction manual, a little carry bag, a little cleaning cloth, which I've already used a couple times to clean that lens. Now, the thing about this is it's really easy to mount on. So it has this bayonet that mounts right onto the ZV-1. So if you look at this ZV-1, you can see this little ring here. It mounts right onto that. But the cool thing is you don't have to mount it and unmount it. You can just push this button, turn it, and it releases. So there you go. There's the mounting bracket, very similar to cameras that have exchangeable lenses. And then you just line up the red dots. Super easy to line those up, turn it, listen for the click, and now it's on there. So you can, I'll just leave this on there. So you can take that off and see that that's how it mounts up. Really, really easy. And the cool thing about this lens is this has like a little boot inside of there. So it's just your lens on your ZV-1 is just pushing that out. So it's not really putting a ton of pressure on those motors. I know that's maybe a little bit of a concern, but so far it's just kind of, when it pushes, it's pushing it out, and it's just kind of holding it there. Doesn't seem to be a lot of pressure as I'm pulling on it. So once again, that's the lens itself, and then you can just unscrew the 18 millimeter, or if you have them together, you can unscrew the whole thing, and you just have the little tube here left that everything sits in. So once again, you can kind of see the action of that and how it works. Pretty cool little adapter, pretty cool little conversion lens. I don't know the future of this adapter, but maybe some more of these pieces can be adapted on here later for different millimeters. But so far, very cool, and I give this thing a huge thumbs up, and looking forward to using it for vlogging and just getting a little bit wider shot on some product videos.